Folks, we'll be starting in about 5 minutes. Just a heads up.
And good morning, folks. I'll be hosting today because Raleigh is enjoying some time with his family for Thanksgiving. So if you guys have any questions or you need anything, let me know. I'll be in the chat taking care of you guys. Thanks so much.
We'll be starting in just a second, folks. Just give me 1 second, folks. We're going to get, I'm just getting a few things ready for the show. 1 second.
Yes, Roger's getting ready to roll for you guys. He's making sure everything is squared away. So thank you so much all for being here. It is a lovely day, the day before Thanksgiving. So appreciate everyone being here. And let me know if you guys need anything in the chat. I can do my best, but I'm no Raleigh. So I'll be here and helping you guys out.
Let me. There we go. Greetings, everybody. Greetings, greetings, greetings. I hope everybody's doing fantastic. Let me open up the chat. Gonna have an amazing session. I think um I think we should have Kane here and we should have Matt here. I don't see them though. Kane, are you and Matt here?
I'm
Not
here.
sure. Is that you, Matt?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me can you change your thing to Matt, your name, so it says Matt? And
Yeah.
oh, there he is. Kane is logging in now. Okay, perfect, 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 perfect. All right, good. Everything's in good form. Hey, Kane, good to see you. I can't hear you. I heard something there, didn't you guys?
Better?
Yep. Now I could hear you.
All right. Okay.
That happened to me a few days ago as well. How are you doing, Kane?
I'm doing good. I'm good. I had a little bit of a rough morning in the markets, but I'm doing good.
Yeah, well, I mean, this market is just very I mean, it's just it's one of those markets, right? It's one of
Yeah.
those markets.
Yeah, for sure.
It really
Holiday
is.
and market. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I actually had some good news. I'll share it with everybody before we begin. Good news as well. Matt is not feeling 100%, so his camera is off. I'd love to see Matt, do you want to turn the camera on for 1 second, or are you going to keep it off? Let's see what he has to say.
I can turn it on for 1 second, but I look terrible.
Oh, come on. It's great. It's the holidays. Don't you guys want to see Matt, guys? Of course you do. Of course you do. There he is. You do look terrible. I'm sorry. You look like you're, do you know if you have COVID or not?
No, I'm waiting on a test.
All right. Would you keep me posted?
Yeah.
And I'll hit you up in a few minutes to do the Thanksgiving seasonality turkey session. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. You
All right.
do
Feel better,
your
Matt.
thing. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just to show you guys how he needs a lot of rest. Yeah, just to show you guys how we don't take time off around here. We if the market's open, so are we. So I wanted to give you guys some good news for me. I actually had some really good news. My daughter took her last LSAT before she's supposed to apply to law school on Friday, and she just got her results back, and she got 96th percentile. She went from
Nice.
90th percentile to 96th percentile. She got 170 out of 180. Now,
Nice.
I
Congratulations.
got 167. I got 167. She got 170. She beat dad. Now, you know the best thing you could do for parents is for kids is to kick their butts. And my daughter kicked my butt, and that makes me very, 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 very happy. I'm almost doing the Chuka dance right now. I'm very, very happy. So she's going to be applying to about half of the Ivy League schools in the country as a result, because that's now Ivy League territory. So I am ecstatic. I cannot begin to tell you how happy I am. Making money doesn't really bring me any happiness. It hasn't for many years, and losing money doesn't bring me any sadness. But personal things like this, man, I get really excited. So I'm just jazzed up right now. I could barely sit still. I'm very excited. I know it doesn't do anything for you guys, but this is really important for me. And this is a big, big stepping stone for my daughter. So I'm very, very happy. I'm very, very happy about that. The only downside is now she may be going out to all these fancy schools throughout the country, and I may not see her, like my son, who's going to be in Australia for 5 years, getting his degree to be able to be a kangaroo doctor. You know, my for those who don't know, my son is about to leave in a month. He's going to Australia for 4 years to be a kangaroo doctor. My daughter's going to law school, and the little one is only 12 years old, and I hope she doesn't go anywhere. And I get to pay every last penny. And let me tell you something, Sandra. That is the best money I've ever. That is the. I told her today. She was just here for breakfast. I wanted to congratulate her and get her a little gift. And she's like, "Well, do you mind if I apply to 5 extra law schools? It may cost an extra 500." I'm like, I said, sweetheart, this for every dollar you spend for applying to schools or whatever you're applying to, that's like 10 to 1 for me. That's 10 to 1. You apply to any law school, you apply to every law school in the country for all I care, and I'm good with that. Steve says all my children have done better than me. Yeah, of course, that's what we want. We want to be dumb compared to them. Princeton Law School, excellent, Sandra. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm very happy. That's all I could say. All right, all right. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Now let's do something nice and get Matt out of here and let him rest. So Matt, why don't you go ahead and take us through seasonality? One of the things, you know, the job will keep him hopping. Yeah, Kevin, it'll definitely keep him hopping. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's a good one. She deserves to have Clyde. No, 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 no. She brought her cat here. She has a cat, and I told her she cannot bring her cat or her boyfriend to her bedroom. No boyfriends and no cats. So she can't because we have 4 dogs and 4 cats, and if she brings a cat in, it's going to mess things up. It's going to mess the ecosystem. My dogs are going to be upset. The cats are going to be out of whack. So I told her, rent a hotel room, keep your boyfriend and your cat in the hotel room. Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah, David. You never know what's going to happen. You're exactly, David. Exactly, exactly, exactly. You just never know. But I'm taking it. For me, family is everything. I'm really big on family, and to me, this is very important. So I'm gonna brag, and I'll leave it at that. Okay, Matt, why don't you? I'll do the big picture. I want to get Matt out of here because he's not feeling well, so I want to get him out of here. So Matt, give us the seasonality. Matter of fact, I'll stop sharing my screen. Give us the good one. Give us the goods, and I'll let you get on your way so you can rest your cold. Okay.
All right, that sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Oy vey. I'm willing to bet he has COVID.
I hope not.
And see, folks, today Raleigh's not here, so nobody can stop me from talking to you guys. But don't tell him. Don't tell him I'm breaking the rules today. Okay. Just keep
That's right.
keep it between us. Okay.
Keep it a secret.
Keep it a secret. Exactly. Keep it a secret because Raleigh gets very upset when I he gets really upset. He does it. He's doing his job, you know. Anyways, yeah. So go ahead, Matt. Where are you? Yeah, take it from here. He's going to give us. This is a tradition we have at the pub. Matt does seasonality for Thanksgiving. That's how it all started, I think, around Thanksgiving. So go ahead, Matt. Tell us seasonality, and we'll take it from here.
Yeah, we have again. I'm pretty sure I've seen this before. The seasonality is not great right before here. There seems to be a lull in the market right before we get the Santa Claus rally. So for 10-day hold, the only thing that's kind of strong is tech and healthcare, which shouldn't be correlated at all. So that's more random than I would say consumer action. That's on 2-week hold. If we go, just look at kind of the numbers. There we go.
Yeah, just not really anything. Not really anything that exciting. Any standout sector?
No, like I said, there wasn't even confluence on like the long side with the 10-day hold.
So
Do you think
nothing.
for here. I mean, tech a little bit. Tech seems
Okay.
to be pretty strong.
Tech and
In
I
health.
just wanted to see how infotech is because I know that today all the earnings are on infotech. So let's take a quick look here. Tech, infotech. Oh, there it is. Communication, 75%. 75%.
There's only 4 trades at 1.0.
Yeah, so there's not a lot of data. So basically the only real thing that looks promising at all is consumer discretionary.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense though, in light of where we are in the year right now.
Uh-huh.
So that's not too bad. That kind of makes
We
sense.
could look at data miner too.
Yeah, it's a good idea actually.
There's your indices. They seem to be trending down
Mm-hmm.
pretty across the board.
And that's all the way. Wait, go back up. I want to see that thing.
That's still the
And
10th.
that seems to be all the way. So basically, this period is pretty strong, but after November 30th, which is like what, end of this week, right?
Yeah, which is typically swallowed up by the holiday anyway.
And then basically you have nothing going on. And
Yeah.
then like the week at like towards the end of next week, we've got a pretty quick, fast down move, and then it goes back up.
Yeah, I was gonna widen it a little bit actually.
Uh-huh. Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Let's do that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a screenshot of that. Yeah, make it a little wider.
There's still Christmas. So we get this dip and then we're full steam ahead for the most part. Pretty strong till the end of the year.
Okay, let me you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to post this for everybody in the Telegram channel, okay, guys? This is going to go in the free Telegram channel so you guys can have the screenshot. So this goes up to Christmas. Good. For next 4 weeks. Okay, thank you for that. I appreciate that. So basically, very, very choppy, not a lot of stuff. And then around December 12th, we start really moving up.
Yeah, and then we start picking up.
So basically a lot of chop starting in. So basically we're okay this week, but next week we've got a lot of chop, which actually makes a lot of sense. And then like a week, the following week, we start moving higher. That would make sense because I'm going to share my screen. Are you done?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's
Was there, no, I don't want to, like, is there anything else you wanted to say? So,
no, there's not a lot that's interesting. The only thing I think is kind of interesting is that if you put on XLC, this is kind of like the pinnacle of seasonality. Is look how strong it gets at the end of the year.
yeah. And XLC, by the way, folks, remember XLC was my number one sector for the year. Remember, I had two number one sectors of the year, SMH and XLC. That's why I'm really vested in XLC because I think the communication, remember I told you a lot of fintech, which a lot of it did not, ironically, financials panned out. Fintech did not, which is, again, just shows you how predicting something ahead of time isn't great. Chips did well, but not as well as they should have, but still did well. But what I wanted to do is, here's what I want. So this is telling us that fintech, consumer discretionary tech really does well starting December 12th. That's where the tailwind. So you know how you guys are always asking me about Christmas rally, all that? Just so you guys know, so seasonally it starts coming literally 2 weeks before the end of the year. So if we don't start seeing a Christmas rally 2 weeks before the end of the year, the
And
odds
everyone's
are
cool for Christmas.
say what?
I said, if you don't start seeing it rallying, then everyone's getting coal for Christmas because Santa ain't coming.
Exactly. So you guys, and this is really good information. Thank you for sharing, Matt. This is actually turning into a great session. Now, with that said, let me go ahead and share my screen. Go ahead and unshare your screen, Matt, and then go do your thing. Just keep an eye on the day trading stuff, or just go relax, okay? Go relax, and I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you Friday morning, okay?
Okay. We took a
All right.
profit on Dollar Tree, by the way. I don't know if you saw
Say
that.
what?
We took 30% on Dollar Tree and gapped to green today.
Mazel tov. Excellent. Good. Good, good, good. I like Dollar Tree. It's actually one of my first stocks on my watch list here. So it still looks good. Okay. And it's still in the gap. All right. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. All right, folks. And just one of the things that I wanted to add to what Matt was saying was this. Here, let me pull up my TC 2000. By the way, Zscaler looks like a nice short. It broke down. Look at this move, Kane. Look at that. Gee, I wonder what institutions were doing the last couple of weeks with this stock. Let's think about it for a minute. I wonder if they were selling it. Gee, yes. And now it went above the VWAP and it looks pretty good here. I did it as a bonus trade here. I should have waited, but I really like this as a short. And we're actually also long the big fruit right now, which is turning into one of the best looking stocks today, actually. Okay, so what I wanted to add to what Matt was saying, you notice how next week Matt says is kind of choppy. It would make sense because look, we've had that V recovery that I was hoping for. Okay, so it looks to me like we're getting that kind of a recovery, and if that's the case, you're going to get a bunch of consolidation if we decide to go higher. You're not just going to go straight. It's not just going to go straight up. More likely than not, it'll consolidate right around here. Let me make this big. More likely than not, we have a lot of stuff here. A lot of stuff here. So more likely than not, we're going to consolidate right here. Okay. And look at RSP. Look where RSP is already in comparison. So you could see right here. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate that. You could see that we were almost at the top. And again, we could stay here for a while. So it actually makes pretty good sense for us to maybe rally for another couple of days, another day or two, and then start chopping around. And then the week after, start seeing more upside. That would actually make a lot of sense. All right. All right. Yeah, I really do like that Zscaler. Okay. So as far as the overall market, let me do a little bit of that. And then Kane and I will go through your favorite stocks. Okay. We'll do that for a little bit. It's a fun way to deal with the holidays. Kane, you have any trips planned for the holiday? You guys going to be at home?
Yeah, we'll be home. I got a trip planned in January,
Gotcha.
the end of
Gotcha.
January. Yeah.
Gotcha. Going back to across the pond?
No, so we're going to the Bahamas, actually.
Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. We went about 5 years ago. I took my whole family. We and my in-laws. We had a really nice time.
Okay,
We had
nice.
a very, very nice time. If you get a chance, take a tour of the islands. A lot of interesting history that you never in a million years would think of. That just the things that go on in these islands it's a movie worthy. Okay.
Okay, I'll do
Like
that.
like like they'll
Thanks.
talk about like this. They'll be like, you see this land? Well, it belonged to this guy, and then the government came and took it from him, and it's like half the. I mean, it's really interesting. Very interesting tours. Very, very interesting tours. Anyway, so the SPY, I believe the SPY is coming here. I believe we're going to consolidate. This is a very nice recovery. This is a very strong rally. This is 100% institutions and the market saying we don't want to be around the 100-day. We don't want to be pinched. We want to go higher. Also, with that said, and I'm going to keep saying this over and over again, I know that you guys are hearing a lot of mixed stuff from the news. But the bottom line is earnings came in twice as good as they were expected. And that's a fact. And uh, economy shifts, economy goes, earnings is what drives price long term. Okay. Or expectations of higher earnings. And those numbers are very, very solid right now. They're really, really solid. So the bond market is now the big, big question. And here, let me just move this so you could see. Now, this morning I was nervous because we started coming down, but look in the last hour how hard we bounced. By the way, these are my levels that I drew for you this morning. How have they how have they been working for you lately? Look at this. Pretty good, right, Kane?
That's good. Yeah.
Not bad, right?
Yeah.
Look at that. These are my levels from this morning, folks. I mean, you could trade this. You could just trade this and nothing but this. All right. So I like where bonds are going. I want to see bonds going higher. I'm going to be very greedy and I'm going to want to see a breakout above 90.50 on TLT. Okay. Really want to see a breakout above these levels. I think if bonds can break out here, it's almost a foregone conclusion we're going to rally. Another thing that I really like right now, look at mega caps. Remember I said 66 is my key level? We are above. We are above. And that's really good because there's a lot of high volume bars here and we're trading above them. Okay. So this is very, very positive. This is really, really, really positive. Okay. All right. Really, 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 really positive. Okay. Third, SMH also above the 50-day moving average. Not quite above this area yet, which is why I think we're going to consolidate. We're going to get trapped. I think we're going to get trapped I think we're going to get trapped somewhere right here. And Kane, if there's anything you want to add or if you don't agree, please feel free. This isn't about the guy who's going to, who's right more often than not. It's about perspective. So if you want to add something, please feel free, okay? Don't let me hold you. I think we're going to get trapped around here. There's just a lot of stuff here, a lot of stuff. So I don't think the market basically is telling us right now, the story that the market is telling us right now is this whole AI, fear of AI is nonsense. Okay. AI valuations. I think if anything, NVIDIA really proved that, I think NVIDIA proved that it's just not true. It's just not true. Yes, they're getting valued higher, but they're making crazy money. It's not like it was with the internet. NVIDIA is actually making a lot of money. So it's not just all, it's not an empty, it's not emptiness. Also, again, we're not seeing any kind of credit crunch. And again, look at how well we defended the 100-day and look at how fast we got back above the 50-day. We're talking less than a week. That says something. VIX right now is breaking down. We are now at, remember I told you this morning, I'd really love to see us below this level here. And now we're below this level. We are breaking down and look at this. Hardly anything, hardly any move, almost no pushback to the upside. And T 2104. And this is the Vold. Look at the Vold, guys. Just look at this thing. This is the Volt. Now, I know some of you look at the daily Volt. I do not look at this at all. How much it's up, or I probably should, but I don't. I only look at this. I look at the quality of the 5-minute trend on the Volt because to me, this is just volume. So once it's gone, it's gone. But it's not bad. Interestingly enough, you know what this looks exactly like right now? It looks like RSP.
Yeah.
It looks like RSP, which makes perfect sense. That's the equal weighted SPY. And by the way, look at how well this bounced back. I mean, that is fantastic. So all those fears, all those trepidations we had a few weeks ago, none of them came to fruition. None of them came to fruition. All right. Volume is not going to pick up, Naples fan, because we're in holiday season right now. We're about halfway done, roughly halfway done with the day. And we're roughly halfway done with the day. And you could see here we only covered about half of we're 22 and the average is about what, 88? Oh, it's gone down. It's now it was higher. It was actually a little higher. It's been actually moving up. It's not looking that bad. That's the QQQ. Here on the SPY, it was about what, 89, 90 million, and today it's 30. So it's going to close somewhere like right here, probably about 70, which is still not bad. Yeah, that Robert Kiyosaki, man. You know what, Michael? Okay, do you guys know what Michael? What his name? Michael Burberry, is that his name?
Burry, Michael Burry.
Burry, whatever his name is. He's become a guru. So he went from managing money to becoming a guru. He's now opened up a Substack and a Discord channel, and he's charging like $500 a month. Now, why would you pay a guy $500 a month who's been wrong 50 times in a row? 50 times. No, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
50 times. Ooh, the world's going to end. Ooh, the world's going to end. I mean, come on. That's called making an ass out of your. Okay, you know what it is?
Blew up his hedge fund.
It's called being a huge what is it? Megalomaniac? You know, that's what it is. It's called being a big megalomaniac who thinks he knows everything, and doesn't care that people lose money. That's what it is to me. Okay. Instead of caring about people and being honest and telling them exactly what's going on in the market. And Kathy Woods, exactly. Ooh. I mean, my God, jeez Louise. I mean, I don't know how these people put their shoes on in the morning, you know? I mean, my God, you know, I mean, it's not that hard. I do it every day. So does Kane. It's not that hard. I mean, you know, top service 20 a month a few years ago. And you know what, Murray? I've never seen them trade in my life. That's the funny thing is the Najarian brothers, I've never seen them trade. I've never seen them do a live call out ever. Once. All right. Anyways, let's just stick with people who actually know read price action. Okay. All right. People are insane in this world, you know? People are losing their minds. Okay. So I like the market. I like the stability. I think this market is about as bullish as it's going to get. Obviously, we're gonna come through. We're gonna have some, you know, stuff. I think it's gonna happen here. And also, here's the problem I see: we still don't have a lot of Fed data. I think the bond market is really driving the party right now, as you could see. And the bond market needs to start coming above this area. The bond market is what's driving the bus right now, folks. It's whether interest rates are going to go lower. And also, I think the closer we get to December 10th, that December 10th is the date, the better we're going to have. That's right, Omar, exactly. I think the better the more data we're going to have. From what I understand, and please correct me if I'm wrong, from what I understand, we're not going to get all that missing data until the 24th or 23rd of December. And the report is going to be, and their announcement's going to be on the 10th of December. I'm thinking 70% they're going to lower rates. The market is now anticipating like I think 80, 75, 80%. But okay. I think they're going to do it, but I think it's going to be a political decision. That's what I think. Do you agree with me, Kane?
Yeah. I don't think they can make it the decision without being political because there's no data.
Yeah. So listen to what Kane and I are saying. And again, if anybody doesn't agree with me, this is fine. It's just my opinion. I think the prudent thing to do would be to wait till after New Year's. But they know they got our president just, we want lower rates. And I think a lot of them are political. I mean, look at who they are. They have to in order to get to where they are, they have to be very political. So I think they're going to do it, but I think they're going to do it under protest. And I think what you're going to see is we're going to lower rates because we think we are making better progress, but you're going to hear so many we're probably going to pause for now. You're going to hear like a million disclaimers, like a gazillion disclaimers. Okay. Because the truth is we have two major problems, major problems. We have inflation and we have, unemployment. And you go here, this one gets worse. You go here, this one gets worse. And so far, Now listen to what I'm about to say, because you've never heard anyone say this before. There is no solution that fixes both problems at the same time. And they're afraid to tell you that. Because what are they going to do? Go on camera and say, we don't know what to do. Because that's where they're at right now. They don't know what to do. They've never been in this boat before. Do you agree with me, Kane?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Laurel actually made a good point that fiscal, right? We've been so focused on monetary policy the last few decades that fiscal has been taking a back seat. But right now, the fiscal tools are actually a little bit better in this environment than monetary.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how we'll see how things go. But I'm just letting you know what I think. All right. So let's take some stocks. I'm gonna for the next 15 minutes or so, Kane and I will look at some stocks. Now, folks, don't post like a million stocks. And please, for the sake of me not getting upset, post stocks that you think I would like, not stocks that haven't gone your way and you want to hear my opinion on. If you don't know, if you can't figure out if they're good, they're probably not good. Because it's easy to it's easy to see an amazing stock. Another thing we have going in our favor, maybe not in our favor, is it's not, maybe now it's a little better than it was a week ago because it wasn't easy to find some good stocks. So I'm don't just give me some nasty stocks. Okay. Now, Blake, are you here?
Yeah.
All right. Now here's what you need to do. You got a piece of paper?
I do.
All right. Write down the stocks that people are posting. All right. Write down the stocks that people are posting. No, Ken, still in it. No, it's no. Our entry's 279. We got to see this thing, come up. We need to make a little money on this trade. All right. So you write down. I'm just gonna get them from you. Okay. That way, there's no duplicates. There's no this. And I'll just assume that if it's above the American flag, it's a long, unless otherwise said otherwise, but I'll see it if it's a short pretty quickly. All right, let's start, Blake.
All right, let's start off with TSLL, or just do Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla. All right, Tesla. Tesla has been very choppy lately. It looks like it bottomed out at the 100-day moving average. It had a double bottom. It had two tests here. It's now trading back up. It's still very pinched, and it is underperforming the market, and it hasn't been underperforming the market. Tesla usually is outperforming the market, so it's not right now. Although it was the same thing here, and then we went higher. So I think we're going to consolidate here a little longer, and then we'll start breaking out. But right now, I wouldn't touch Tesla with your money. The only thing I would do with Tesla right now is I wouldn't do anything with Tesla right now. All right, next.
All right, next is T-Mobile, TMUS.
Yes, T-Mobile. All right. Ooh, this looks like a very nice short. This looks like a nice short. It actually looks like a nice A-line. The only thing here is I would wait for us to get below this level because that's a white bar. I mean, it's a high volume bar. We're almost there. We're almost there. I would just give it a little more room and I would make sure we have volume. Now we've been having volume to the downside. I'll be honest with you. I'm being picky here. I'm being really picky with you. So beautiful stock, beautiful pattern. Everything's great. The only thing is I would wait for my entry. But I like what I'm seeing quite a bit. Very nice. Very nice. All right, let's do this.
He must. Okay, the next one is going to be AVGO.
AVGO. Yeah, I was just looking at this. This is a very nice stock. Actually, it's on my watch list. I'm looking to enter this stock on a pullback, and if you're long this stock, I would start taking partial profits, and I would still hold some more. I think there's a 85, 90% chance the stock is going to go higher. I don't like this stock. I love this stock right now. It's a hot stock right now.
I also love Broadcom.
As you could see, look at that. And look at the volume intraday. It's very nice. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. What I really like about it is how, look, as the day progresses, it still has some volume and it has beautiful follow through. I can't say enough good things about this stock. All right, go ahead.
Next, we've got EQT.
EQT. A little choppy, actually quite choppy. Nice pattern. I like how it's coming back. I like how the 8 days above here. I like how it's above the VWAP. I like it. I like it. I like it. I mean, I mean, I'm not salivating all over it, but it's a very nice look. It's a good look. Good look. Let's just say you guys are not making me angry yet. All
Not
right.
yet.
Not yet. Go ahead.
Okay. Next, we have MRK.
Merck. Whew.
Yeah.
Great day trading stock. Not a good swing trading stock because look how far we're from the 8-day EMA. Nice day trading stock. The only thing, again, volume is not bad. So it's a great stock for day trading, not swing trading. It's really overextended. Like anything beyond here, or maybe even here, you don't want to. This has gone too far. Excellent stock to day trade off the VWAP though if it comes back.
Beautiful. Next, we have on the list is SUM. SUM.
SUM.
Mm-hmm.
Some. What the hell is this?
That's a penny stock.
Let's move on.
Moving on. SLV. Silver.
SLV silver. Silver's looking good. Looking really good. A little gappy, but I like what I'm seeing here. There's a lot of resistance here.
There
You
is.
got up to about 48.78, something like that. It's not looking bad. And just out of curiosity. Yeah, and Apple's still there. Okay. Next one.
Next one we have on the list is actually the one you're looking at right now. Apple.
Oh, that's very nice. It's a very nice look. Look, it's not over. You're not that overextended yet from here. You're not like up here. You're still down here. It's holding on to this wick right here. Volume is increasing as the days going on. As the days going on into a holiday, it's respecting the 15-day EMA. It's got a nice clean trend, and it's making a new high or sitting right at the new high, while the market is nowhere near there, which means it's got relative strength. I'm biased. I'm currently long the stock, so yes, but I love the stock.
Yeah.
I like it even more now than I did when I got into it yesterday.
Beautiful. Let's see what the next one is. SYM.
SYN.
M as in Mike.
M. This one. Oh my. Great day trading stock. That's a beautiful day trading stock, but not a swing trading stock. I mean, it ain't the worst stock on the list today. Let's put it this way. I wouldn't throw this out of my bed if you know what I mean. This is a nice stock. Look at this. I mean, come on, look at this thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
taking off.
remember, our job is to find stocks that institutions are buying or selling. I promise you, I guarantee you, I will sign a contract telling you that institutions have been buying this stock. There's no way this stock can go from here to here without institutions piling. They've been piling into this stock faster than they know what to do with. Okay. So that's a good day trading stock. The problem is this: once they stop piling in,
Yep.
so that's why it's a good day trading stock, not a swing trade. You don't have any holding power. Your stop loss would be right here. So day trade, yes. Swing trade, no. You got to know which stocks are trade stocks, which are swing trade stocks. All right, let's do this.
All right, here's a good one. CPB. Campbell's Soup.
Oh, Campbell's. Okay, Campbell's is looking actually like a really good short. Let's see here. Actually, looks like if Campbell's, it looks like a great short. And if it comes down, if we break down here right now, or in the next, say, 20 minutes, it's actually a good short right now. So yeah, it's a pretty good short. The only thing, volume is still okay. I gotta say, either you guys are getting lucky today, or you guys are actually learning something from me. I'm gonna assume you're learning from me to make myself feel better. But you guys are picking really good stocks, and actually not just good stocks at the right time.
Oh, yeah. Well, that one's got some news behind it, too. I don't know if you know the CEO was caught on a hot mic saying he would never eat it because it's got bioengineered food in there.
Yeah. What a moron, right?
Mm-hmm.
What a moron. What a moron.
Exactly.
I've always thought their soups are pretty good when I'm sick, but now I'm not going to be eating them either. either.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Next
that's
on the list, we got Oracle.
Oracle?
Yeah.
Oracle. Woo. Oracle. Wow. Finally. It's been just, and this is why you don't, this is a perfect example of why you don't swing trade stocks that are coming out this is oversold territory right here. So you want to sell stocks near here and with the target of here. If you're day trading, this is fine. Okay. This is actually really good. But if you're swing trading, you want to be here. So now we're at the right thing. Obviously, this is a short. The problem is the stock is up almost 5% on the day. I would need the stock to start trading back down and be negative on the day. This is too much accumulation going into the stock right now. It makes no sense right now to, I would be on the wrong side of the stock right now. I don't usually like to sell stocks that are up on the day. And I don't like to buy stocks that are down on the day. Matter of fact, if you look at my 400 pit trades, the 94%, you'll find that no stocks have ever been bought that were down on the day, and no stock, unless they're bonus trades, and no stocks have been sold unless they're up on the day. True fact. Take a look. Go back and look at the. Take a look at it. You'll see for yourself.
All right. We still got a bunch coming in here. Next one on the list is Lite, Lite.
That's a very nice stock. Very nice stock. Now here's where things get a little. Here's where you guys will have problems, and I'm going to tell you this right now. I give you a recommendation for a stock like this. You buy the stock, and then you see the stock go down 6 points against you, and you start sending me dirty emails saying, "Roger, my stock is down 5%." And meanwhile, the ATR on this stock is $30. Okay? It just happened. It happened before we went live here. Let me show you. You see this stock right here? I went short this stock as a bonus trade in the pit. I gave somebody bonus this stock in the pit. And the stock went from here to here, from here to here. And they send me, it wasn't like a dirty letter or anything like that, but they send me a letter going, "Roger, why would you short this stock? I'm down already." Like, well, the ATR is $15 on this stock, $15 a day. So unless the stock is moving, say, $25, $30 against you, I don't want to hear about it. All right. I just wanted to use, because this is an actual example that this just happened. So my point with Light is the stock moves $30 a day.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That
voice is not the Mickey Mouse voice, Bodine. That voice is, I had a client, her name was Frida. Okay, that's Frida's voice. You just don't know. I'll do it sometimes, but it was a client when I was a broker. When I first started out in this business, Frida, one of my first clients. Oy vey. One of these days.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Yes.
We have on the list now NEM.
NEM. Newmont. Yeah, Newmont's looking good. My only problem, it's actually looking really good. My only problem with Newmont is that it's a gold stock. And we got to get above this area right here. We got a lot of noise here. It's not looking bad. I'd like to get a little stronger on gold before I pull the trigger, but I like what I'm seeing so far. So this is definitely not look, so far, pretty much every stock we've looked at, I've been really critical with you guys. So the fact that I'm being really critical is a good thing. It's making higher highs. It's above the 50-day moving average. It's these bars give me kind of a let's wait and see feeling. That's the only thing. So if you want, you can buy above here and use this area as your profit target, which is about 4 points away, or start being cautious till we get up above this area. That's all I wanted to say, but there's nothing wrong with this. All right.
Next on the list, we have a stock, WELL. Well.
Yeah, this is another one. This is the opposite. Okay, so remember I showed you Oracle on the way down, and I said so this is a perfect example of a stock that's really good for day trading, but not good for swing trading. So what was the stock we just looked at a second ago? It was
NEM.
Yeah. See how the stock is right near all the averages, how it's been consolidating here and it's just coming off. That's a good swing trading stock. This is a good day trading stock because it's aggressive. It's being overbought almost every single day for the last 6 days. You don't have any staying power because your stop loss is over here. So you don't want to you don't want to swing this. Okay. All right.
All right. On to the next. We've got Super Micron, SMCI.
Volt is still going up. Look at that. And tick is still, yeah. All right. I like the stock. I've been aggressively shorting the stock, actually. Now it's coming up to the 8-day. What we need to see is the stock now. We need to see this stock start being negative on the day. So I like what I'm seeing. It's not a bad short right here, actually, with a profit target of 30 cents right here. And your stop loss would literally be like right here. So, but honestly, I would wait for it to be down on the day, and then you could take it for a swing for another leg down. I would wait for it to be negative. Otherwise, I like it. Nothing wrong with it.
Nice.
Guys are picking great stocks. Go ahead.
Yeah, they are. Here's the next one. Walmart, WMT.
I've been wanting to look at this one lately. It's looking great. It's looking really good. I'll tell you, institutions have been buying the hell out of this stock lately. It is getting a little overextended, so I don't know about swing trading it, but I would wait till it's right here to swing it. But I probably would. You wouldn't have to convince me hard to day trade it.
Just add AI, and next thing you know, your stock starts going up.
Yeah.
Next one is DVN.
DVN, Devon Energy. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a little choppy, but nice looking stock. Also, right off the 8-day EMA. This is definitely not a day trading stock. This is a swing trading stock. It's got a lot of wicks. It's choppy. It hasn't been overbought for a while. This is a nice grinder. This is a nice A-line type of stock. Also, I care less if it's choppy and all that stuff if it's a swing trade for obvious reasons, because it's a swing trade.
All right. Great for the next one.
Yeah.
We have IBM.
Oh, IBM. That's a good one. Now, IBM is good. So you see what happened to IBM? This is why I want to be cautious with Newmont. It's the same type of pattern. See how IBM looked like it wanted to break out, but it didn't break out of this level, and now it's getting stuck here? So look at Newmont. See, I don't remember tickers, but I remember graphs really well. So that's why I said, let's wait for Newmont to be up here. And similarly, I want IBM to get above this line right here. Once it gets above this 308 area, whatever, it'll be much better.
I like it. And then the next one on the list is close to it, Google.
Oh, Google. Okay. Google is coming off. Google has been extremely strong. It's been a great day trading stock the last few days. We took advantage of it several times here, actually, I think the last few weeks. Not today. Google needs to come down here. Google needs to come down here. It's been a little too strong, too much. Again, not today, but the last few days, it's been a great day trading stock. And you see how all these candles are white, which that means high volume, which confirms it's a good day trading stock because you want to day trade when you have high volume.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Next on the list is COR.
Core. I was looking at this stock this morning, I think. It's a very nice looking stock. It needs to come down. This is a stock Matt would buy at the end of the day, assuming it came a little more towards the 8-day. That's his favorite pattern. He loves this pattern. He may actually be around here right now, but it's not ready yet. It needs to come down like right here, right there. The fact that it's above here is fine for swing trading. It's great, but right here, right there, right there. And then he would buy it at the end of the day. And then let's say it opens up here in the morning. You got yourself a nice little profit. All right.
Nice. All right. Next on the list is DAL.
DAL. Very nice. Woo. That is a beautiful breakout. I mean, it would have been a great swing trade around here somewhere, but this is a day trade only now.
Mm-hmm.
Day trade only. But very nice. Man, I remember you guys used to pick some crappy stocks a year ago. No. Seriously. I was like, what is this? They're actually picking really, wouldn't you agree, Kane?
Everyone has been great so far.
Yeah, every stock has been good. Like what's gotten into all of you? You guys have been hanging out with me too.
Had anything to say.
They've been hanging out with me too. They've been hanging out with me for too long.
Rubbing off.
And I just
Yeah,
wrote
yeah.
these down in order too. Like I'm not cherry picking. I'm
Oh,
just
I
going down
figured
the
that. Yeah,
list.
yeah. We only have a
Um,
few minutes left, and then I want to start the class. But
okay, so let's do a couple more then. Let's do some big ones. Let's do
yeah.
PLTR,
Say that again.
Palantir.
Palantir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Palantir is not ready yet. Palantir needs to get above the 50-day moving average. Palantir, I would be looking to short,
Yeah. It looks
assuming it
almost
came.
like Bitcoin recently. Like it sort of bottomed, tried to go up a little bit, and then
Yeah.
it's kind of wait and see.
Yeah. We're in a downtrend. This is
Yeah.
a downtrend.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but we're above two of the three American flags. I would be waiting for this.
Yeah.
This is more likely than this unless we're here. If we're here, then this is more likely. If we're here, this is more likely. Remember I taught you yesterday, breakdown, pull back, test, and down more. Look, let me draw it for you guys. Remember yesterday's session for 1 second, and you'll have an aha moment right now. Look. So look, breaks down, comes up, sell here. Remember yesterday? See that? Or up here, but nothing here. We talked about this yesterday. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, rewatch yesterday's session. Okay, let's continue.
All right, on to the next. We got Rocket Lab, RKLB.
Nice short. Really nice short, actually. It looks like an A line right now to the downside.
Yeah. So it looked very similar to Palantir.
Yeah,
except it's
except
down
it's
even
down
more.
on the day. Yeah, except it's down on the day. That's the only difference, and that's a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
But volume is really, really low. That's a very nice looking short, actually. That's here, add that to my list. See, you guys are giving me stocks. I'm adding to my list. That looks very good. That looks very good. Go ahead.
All right. Next one on the list, we're gonna go with UNH.
UNH healthcare. We're in twilight zone right now. We're not here nor there. We're kind of pinched between the 50 and the 100, so not really here nor there.
Kind of a nothing burger.
Yeah, nothing burger. Sorry, go ahead.
Next on the list, we're gonna go with MU.
Micron. Okay, thank you for reminding me. I've been wanting to do a bull put spread on Micron for 2 days now, and I've been missing it every single day. Hold on a second. Let me type Matt a little note here.
And today's the
MU
day.
looks like what you want. Like if you were bullish on Palantir, this is what you would want it to look like.
Yes, exactly.
Kane's got those eyes.
Okay. I really like this a lot. I've been wanting to do a bull put spread on it for 2 days already, and for some reason I've been forgetting about it, literally forgetting about it. I like the stock quite a bit right now. It's got a couple of levels it needs to it's got this level right here, and it's got this level right here, but it's already above the 8-day. It's already above here, which is the key. This is the biggie right here. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it so much that I think that even if this stock doesn't go up too much, it's not going to fall too much, which is why I would be doing bull put spreads on it right now.
Nice.
Okay.
Next one on the list, we've got
more.
NVIDIA.
NVIDIA. All right.
Yep.
NVIDIA.
And we'll close it off with NVIDIA.
Yeah. NVIDIA is actually doing nothing right now. It's sitting at the 50-day moving average. This right here is just a bunch of nothing. But technically speaking, this would be a short, not a long.
Yeah.
Again, you're at the 50, you're at the 100. This is the breakdown. This is the pullback, and that's the move lower. In order for us to go long, NVIDIA would have to be above here. Now, how long would it take NVIDIA to get here on good news? Probably 2 days. You know how this thing works. And I like this stock as an investor. I like this stock. I'm not talking about as a trader. I do like this stock as a long-term investor. Okay, but I think we can buy it cheaper. And I've never been a good long-term investor, so I don't have a good sense of value. Because I'm always paying too much for stocks. So don't listen to me for investment purposes. Stocks trading is probably the best. But you were at the 8-day EMA. We're at the 100. If we can trade below this bar right here and into this bar, this would be a great short. All right. Now, hopefully, let me just close a couple of these windows. Man, I have too many windows open. Kane, I was looking for computers on sale the other day. Gaming computers have gone down in price so much.
Oh,
$3,000-$4,000 computers now are like $900.
wow. Might be time for an upgrade.
Just don't look at the prices of RAM though.
How much is RAM now?
Well, DDR5 RAM went up in the last like month. It basically tripled in price. So 32.
Yeah, but it was pretty. It was cheap to begin with, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was cheap, but now it's super expensive. Like I just built a computer. I had to put 32 gigs of RAM in it.
Yeah.
DDR5 cost me $300 for 32 gigs of RAM, and it was like 180.
Yeah, I remember. But then before that, it was like, the truth is, RAM was so expensive most of my life that none of these numbers are scaring me. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, you gotta have it.
Yeah, and by the way, these computers already come with about 16 pre-packaged for $800.
That's all you need.
800. Kane, you know what I'll do after the webinar? I'll send you some links. I posted them in the Telegram channel 2 days ago. I'll send you the same links. They're. I mean, honestly, it's a good time. It's a good time, and they all have really good graphics cards. Okay, all right, folks. Yeah, right. 1K for 1 megabyte of RAM. Exactly, David. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, some even have 32 megabytes of RAM. You don't need more than 32. All right, folks, let me reshare my screen real quick. Kane and I are going to go through this. Please pay attention. And I can tell we have a lot of very dedicated folks here because a lot of people would not be spending their day on Thanksgiving with us, and I'm very grateful for you guys for doing that. I think it's fantastic, and I'm very, very appreciative. It's very, very, very nice. You guys, a lot of solidarity. And Blake, by the way, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to host us today.
Oh, absolutely.
What state do you live in?
Kansas.
Kansas. You have a lot of family who lives in the area?
I do. Yeah, we're going to be getting together tomorrow, and then my wife, we're going over to her family's place. So we got 2 Thanksgivings. We got to figure that out.
Got it. I know. I've been there before. Well, enjoy. Have a good one. And folks, let's get started. Kane, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, folks. Okay. Profits performance, they're not typical. I don't think anything about Kane and me is typical. We're really not typical. We're really not typical. The trades expressed are from real trades. That's right, real trades, no hanky-panky. From January 24th to 11/17/25. The results from live trades over 71% win rate with a 36+% average return over 5 days. And the average winner of 66.65%. So these are some juicy gains, folks. Now, we're not going to guarantee any specific future results. I don't have my crystal ball here, but you guys know how things work. I mean, Michael Burry's the only one who can predict the future as far as I'm concerned. I've got nothing on him. All right. These guys are just clowns. Folks, there will be losers. There's no black box miracle system that prints out winning trades. The whole purpose of our research is to give you an edge. We don't know which trade is going to be a winner. We don't know which trade is going to be a loser. We're not looking for the next hottest trade. We're looking to trade our edge, okay? That's all we are doing. And let me just move the screens so that I could look at a few things while I'm talking to you guys. Okay, perfect. All right, I just wanted to keep my eye on the bond market. All right, my name is Roger Scott. And for a while now, I've been meeting privately and publicly with one of the greatest traders of our generation. He's a Wall Street legend. This guy traded next to Bill Gross, you know, the Bond King. He was always on CNBC. I haven't watched CNBC in over a decade, but I remember in the old days, he was on
Yep.
CNBC every time I turned it on. I mean, he was always on there, always. I think that he had his own segment on CNBC, trading billions of dollars a day. Remember, bonds are much bigger than stocks, much, much bigger than stocks. Chances are, if you had retirement savings in the USA in the late 2000s, he's traded some of your money for you. Now, I've spent hours and hours meeting with him, hearing his theories, validating his work, and taking a close look at both his strategy and the money results so far. And what he's uncovered is very, very interesting. It's a new way to target 100% returns per week, all by tapping into really interesting situations in the market as they come, as they develop the biggest, most repetitive moves. For example, take a look at Nike back in March. That's a stock I haven't looked at in a while. Nike was literally getting pummeled, okay? And the future projections did not look great. But on March 25th, anyone who knew about this hidden force that hit Nike that very day could have placed a trade before the close, like our guest did, and then walked away. And sure enough, a few days later, ba-boom, ba-bam, ba-boom, Nike short shot triple-digit returns. You got to love that. Meaning $1,000 stake would have more than doubled. $2,500 could have paid $3,000 in profit. Not bad, right? Not bad at all. Now, what you're about to see today may be the single most important factor in today's stock market. There's a reason why researchers at Princeton, Vanderbilt, Wall Street Journal, even SEC have spent countless hours trying to crack the code to this hidden force. Yet hardly anyone knows about it, let alone has the resources to spot it in real time. But thanks to custom code developed by Top Math Mind and computer science, we've been able to front run these big and repetitive moves very well in advance. For example, check out what happened with Caterpillar in May. Now, if Cat wasn't on your radar, I wouldn't blame you. Early in the year, it was a great stock going higher and higher. In late April, going into May, it all changed. I'm sure that left a lot of investors a little skittish, right? A little skittish, confused, not knowing what's up. But on May 16th, my guest was able to flag this hidden force hitting Caterpillar, meaning millions of dollars could be piling into the stock. So without hesitation, he placed a quick trade to front run the move on Caterpillar, taking maybe 60 seconds out of his day, if that. As anticipated, a handful of days later, Caterpillar exploded 90% gain, 191% gain, not 90% gain, 191% gain. And that's more than double. And certainly enough to leave anyone happy. Now, $2,500 invested there would have turned into over $4,700. Now, as great as that sounds, 191% gain on Caterpillar, that's only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to today's opportunities. Because as you'll see today, we have a handful of these type of opportunities all the time, okay? Each one showing the power to pay out around 100% in 5 days or less based on the real money results. And that's why I called on today's special guest to join us today. Because over the next few minutes, he'll be revealing to you all new force that's driving some of the biggest stock moves in the market. Plus, give you a few of you a chance to jump in on new trade opportunities as soon as this week. Everyone, welcome, 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 our good friend and excellent trader, Kane Shai. Kate, take it away, my friend.
All right. Thank you so much, Roger. Thank you for that introduction. Always great to be here with you. Today, I want to unlock a brand new opportunity in the stock market. And it's one that's been able to pay out around 100% in 5 days or less so far in real money. And we've been making some tweaks that I'm really, really excited about. So it's all thanks to a hidden force that drives some of the biggest and most repetitive moves in the stocks. And I call it a gamma pocket. And it's a new way for us to front run some of Wall Street's largest buy orders on certain stocks. Now, unlike most methods out there, you can't spot these gamma pockets on a chart. You won't find them by using technical analysis. You certainly can't spot them by reading boring 10Ks or fundamental reports. Gamma pockets are all thanks to an anomaly that can only be found in the options market. And when we can spot these gamma pockets in real time, we have a shot to cash in big each and every week. For example, let's take a look at what happened with Snowflake back in January. Going back to the back half of January, many analysts were warning folks to steer clear of this flying tech stock. Seeking Alpha wrote that it would be impossible for the stock to keep up with expected growth. And Motley Fool basically said the same thing. And Barron's actually published a downgrade. And ultimately, they were right. You can see that the stock took a world-class beating all year long, but none of that really mattered to me, and it shouldn't have mattered to you either. Because on January 17th, 2024, my system flagged a large gamma pocket in the options chain for Snowflake. And for reasons that will become clear soon, that meant there was a high likelihood that Wall Street would be forced to buy millions of dollars of Snowflake stock, sending the share price from 186 to north of 200 in a matter of days. And sure enough, over the next 5 days, Snowflake stock did exactly that. And anyone who could have taken 30 seconds to place a quick trade to front run the move like I did could have cashed out with a double, 117%.
Nothing
But
to
I wasn't
sneeze at.
popping champagne. Yeah, nothing to sneeze at. And maybe I should have been popping the champagne, but I wasn't just yet. Because the same afternoon, there was another gamma pocket that my system spotted on the options market. And this time it was on United States oil, completely different sector. And again, on January 17th, 2024, my system picked up a very large gamma pocket on USO, meaning that there is a high likelihood that Wall Street would be forced to send the stock to $71 in a matter of days. Now, at the time, USO was trading under 67. And a $5 move on that stock in a matter of days probably felt a little lofty on a commodity.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not like most people. So I went ahead and I placed a trade to front run this big move. And sure enough, only 8 days later, USO shot right through $71, paying out another triple-digit winner on the options for 178%.
Now, Kane, let me stop you right there. $1,000 into each of those trades would have turned into almost 5K. Can you imagine what that would mean for folks, especially right now when grocery prices are not getting any more expensive, quote unquote? Right? Wink, wink, right, folks? They're not getting any more expensive. Nah, they're getting cheaper, but cheaper by the day, right? Don't get me started. I'm not going to bore anyone with the painful stats on the ever cost of living, okay, folks? We all know life has gotten extremely expensive. I'm talking about at least $1,000 plus each month in added expenses for each person that lives with you in the house, okay? And that can really put a dent in the savings or retirement account, setting folks way, 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 way back. But with these two trades, which trigger on the same exact date, folks could have had a few extra $1,000, a little cushion to add into the slush fund. And it's not like we're talking about hypothetical examples either. Those are two very real examples that you personally took with real money. All right. So, Kane, you have to give us more details. What are these gamma pockets? And more importantly, how can folks start spotting the large Wall Street buys ahead of time?
Yeah, well, gamma pockets are really straightforward, to be honest. You just have to know where to look. And if you've ever struggled trading, feeling like you're constantly taking one step forward, then 2 steps back, well, it's really not your fault. By now, I think we can all agree that common indicators like RSI, Bollinger Bands, stochastics, you name it, maybe they can be helpful, maybe. That is questionable. But ultimately, the real money is made by following big institutional investors.
Right.
Now, there's a wide variety of strategies that investors use to try and mimic the success of large institutions. There's for insider buying, unusual options flow, tracking. Unfortunately, she's retiring, so we can't track her anymore. But coattail investing, whale watching, many others.
You know, I didn't know her picture was here. Actually, that's pretty funny. That is really, really funny. I like that. I love that. That's a classic move right there.
So the problem with these strategies is they all have a potential significant flaw. And that's the trades are visible only after they've been executed. And a lot of times it's several weeks or several months after. And that means by the time that you can act on the information, the profit opportunity is most likely already gone or just a tiny, tiny bit left. So unless you're best friends with Buffett or you work for the government in certain positions, chances are that you'll never be able to truly front run Wall Street in the market. And even if you did work for a large firm like I did, you still would have a really tough time jumping ahead of Wall Street because you have compliance issues and Wall Street does guard their trading books very fiercely. So when I was a portfolio manager of a 1.7 trillion firm that traded $200 billion a day, our trading book was one of our most closely guarded secrets.
I would imagine that was the case, right? I mean,
Yeah, you can't just
right,
like go
right,
and leak.
right.
So leaking even a single position was grounds for immediate termination, no matter who you were. But if I told you that there was an institution whose trading book is actually on full display for anyone to see and that you could look at it, and not only that, thanks to a new way to decipher data in the options chain, you're able to spot their biggest positions in real time, that wouldn't that give us a chance to legally front run stocks that they could be forced to buy? That would give us a huge edge.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, let's take a look at Meta, formerly known as Facebook. On June 3rd, 2024, Meta shares were trading around $475. And then out of nowhere, the stock popped to $500 in just a matter of days. To the naked eye, there would have been no explanation for the move, nothing unusual in the volume, no shocking headlines in the news. However, on that same day, June 3rd, before that big move happened, my system spotted a huge gamma pocket in the Meta options chain right at the $500 strike price.
Ah, beautiful.
That meant Wall Street could be forced to buy up shares of Meta, sending it to at least $500. So knowing that Wall Street was likely to force that price of Meta stock to $500, I personally placed a trade, and that allowed me to legally front run the move. And sure enough, 1 week later, I clocked out with 126% gain.
Not too shabby. Again, Kane, that's more than double. 1,000 would have turned into $1,260 after a week's time, which is, really, really nice. Someone more confident, maybe starting with 2,500, could have captured over 3,100 in pure profit. Now, I got to admit, if you were someone I met 2 days ago, I'd really be skeptical. But given your background and given your, where you come from, plus I know you, plus the fact that you've been under Peter Navarro, who's the assistant to President Trump, I think you're qualified to make these statements. Plus the endless hours you've spent on this method to my team and I. Now, I got to say, you're definitely the man for the job, and you more certainly have us all on the edge of our seats. I'm actually trying to get comfortable in this seat, but you do have me on the edge of my seat. I mean, it almost looks like you found the holy grail of trading, and I don't say those words lightly. So tell us, how is this even possible, and why haven't Wall Street stopped you from front running these big orders?
Well, Roger, so thanks for those kind words, and let's remind everyone that there's no magic 8 ball when it comes to investing.
No.
So winners and losers both happen, no matter how good you are. They're just part of the process. The key is to win more than when you lose and win bigger than when you don't. And so far, that's exactly what I've been able to do with these gamma pocket trades. And you see, it's only possible because these large institutions have no choice but to show their hand ahead of time. And when I say institution, we're not talking about any old hedge fund here, or even someone like Warren Buffett. No, this is a much bigger player.
Right.
And in fact, no options trading can happen without them. And we're talking about the options market makers. So whenever you're buying an option, the market maker is the one taking the other side. They're the ones who are selling options to you. And we can see this happening in real time in the options market, completely exposed. The key is to find their largest positions and the exact strike price. And that's what we call the gamma pocket. And once we do that, we're able to place a quick trade and then simply watch as the stock is pulled right to that gamma pocket with an incredibly high accuracy. For example, the next trade I took in June was in Amazon. And if you weren't trading Amazon back in June, I wouldn't have blamed you, because the stock had been stuck in a sideways rut for 3 months in a row, going nowhere. But then on June 18th, my system flagged a very large gamma pocket at the 190 strike price. So I entered right away when Amazon was only trading at 182.5, knowing that there was a very good chance that market makers would be forced to buy shares of Amazon until it hit 190. That allowed me to front run their move. And just as I expected, that's exactly how it played out for 107% gain.
Now, Kane, that's incredible. Another 100% plus gain in just a few days. Now, I got to say, I'm really starting to fall in love with these gamma pockets. And I'm very excited for the new trade you've lined up for folks this week. More on that, folks, in just a minute. Now, you keep saying the market makers are forced to buy these stocks, sending their share prices higher. Why is that?
Well, Roger, it's because if they don't, they would lose big, maybe even go belly up.
Really interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, so let's show you why. And let's take Apple as an example. Let's just say it's trading at $210 per share. And a market maker sells 10,000 call options for 220 the 220 strike price. And the first thing that we have to remember, that does create a gamma pocket, but we have to remember that the market maker has an involuntary portfolio. They don't get to choose their positions. Someone wants to buy those 10,000 calls, they've got to sell them. So they're forced into that position. So if Apple stays below 220 by expiration, then the market maker earns a lot of money because the buyer's options expire worthless. However, if Apple goes above 220, suddenly they're on the hook for millions of dollars worth of stock, and they could end up costing them a fortune.
Right.
So in fact, if they don't protect themselves, they could end up losing everything. And the most popular example of this was on GameStop back in 2020, which I'm sure you've heard of. There's the big movie, I don't remember the name, but there's the movie where Melvin Capital blew up.
Yeah. What was it called? It's on the tip of my tongue, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's some really big name stars in that movie too.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So in order for the market maker to protect themselves from going belly up because of a trade that they didn't even get to pick, they have to manage their risk through a process that we call delta hedging. And that just means buying the stock in order to offset the risk. It's like a reverse covered call, right? They sell the option and then they go and they buy the stock. So let me go back to that Apple example. Again, Apple is trading at $210 per share. The market maker sells 10,000 call options at the 220 strike price. If Apple starts to close the gap towards the gamma pocket, then the market maker is now on edge because they sold options that could come back and bite them. So what do? In order to offset their risk, market makers buy shares of stock in order to cover their options. And we're not talking about 1 or 2 shares here. We're talking about the market maker sometimes purchasing hundreds of thousands or sometimes even millions of shares at a time. And that type of aggressive buying is what can force the stock pricer higher and higher. Now, you might be thinking, hey, that's just a theoretical example. But I actually made good money on this exact same scenario recently with Apple. On June 26, 2024, my system spotted a very large gamma pocket in the Apple options chain. The market makers had a massive position at the 220 strike price.
Mm-hmm.
And that meant as Apple moved higher, the market maker would need to cover themselves by buying shares. And if you look carefully right there, that's 40,000 open interest, not 10,000. So they would have to buy a whole lot of shares as it moved towards 220.
Right.
So I placed a quick trade with my own money on the line to front run that move, entering when Apple was only at $214 per share, setting my profit target at 220, where the market makers were forced to take Apple. As the stock market started ticking higher and higher, the market makers had to buy more and more. and they end up buying more than $2.9 billion worth of Apple shares.
Wow, that's a lot of Apple shares.
And so, of course, that type of buying, that type of volume did move prices, and the stock shot past 220.
Mm-hmm.
And while most folks were left searching the internet trying to figure out why Apple shares popped $10 in just a few days, well, I was closing out the trade for a nice 70% gain.
Very nice.
It was the same story with my Pepsi trade in July. Going back to the week of July 17th, things looked terrible for this stock. Over the last 2 months, the share prices had dropped double digits, and investors were really starting to lose hope. You saw poor earnings results, you saw a weakening economy, and just a bad overall trajectory.
Yeah, it was just bad.
Now, the truth is, I would never recommend someone use a buy and hold strategy on that stock. However, on July 17th, 2024, my system spotted a massive gamma pocket in the Pepsi options. The market makers had a huge position at the 170 strike price. By now, you should know the drill. I placed a trade right away when Pepsi was only at 167.5. We put the profit target right at 170, where the market makers would be forced to drive the price. And over the next 24 hours, market makers were forced to buy more than $289 million worth of Pepsi stock in order to cover themselves. So again, that moved the price, and my trade smashed through that 170 target.
Right.
And that was more than a double by the time I was enjoying lunch the next day.
Kane, that's 106% overnight. Very impressive. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like as the price of stock starts to move towards the gamma pocket, the buying frenzy only speeds up. Like an incredibly strong magnetic force as the stock closes the gap to the strike price.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, Roger. And so remember Apple, the example in a moment ago?
Yep.
Yeah, so once the delta hedging starts, the stock begins to move. And typically it continues to accelerate faster and faster as it gets closer to the gamma pocket. And a prime example of this was my J&J trade. And on August 28th, my proprietary system spotted a large gamma pocket in the J&J options chain. And it was right at the 167.5 strike price.
Interesting.
And as you know by now, that meant there's a high likelihood that the market makers would be forced to buy, and keep on buying until J&J actually hit that price. But here's where it gets really fascinating. So just notice how the price accelerates as we get there. So we enter the trade here on August 28th. And the gamma pocket was way up there at 167.5. And now watch this. Watch as the share price gets closer to 167.5. The rate of buying increases even more. So up a little bit at first, then more. Then we're really going parabolic towards the end. So market makers were forced to buy more than $560 million worth of shares.
Something interesting.
So anyone who placed a quick trade on August 28th like I did could have captured another high-powered win for 93% this time.
Kane, between those last three trade examples, one in June, one in July, and one in August, folks could have bagged three winners around 100% each. 1,000 into each would have paid out over $2,700. 5,000 into each would have paid about $13,500. We're talking about some real results that could make a real impact. And that doesn't even include 32 other winners you had during the same 2-month window, most in the upper double digits or lower triple digit returns. Kane, I've got to say, these gamma pockets seem so reliable, it almost feels like you can't lose.
Well, Roger, like any strategy, there is always winners and losers, and we're not magicians. We don't claim to be. We are operating in real markets.
Of course.
So remember, we never risk more than you can afford to lose because losers do happen. And that said, I'm happy to report so far on live trades, we are hitting with a 71% win rate on over 125 trades so far.
Kane, that's no. I'm sorry. You were saying?
Oh, well, I was just going to point out what's unusual about the Gamma Pockets program is if you look at that average winner, 66.65%,
Yeah.
and then you think about how the largest loser possible would be 100%. So obviously we're not hitting 100% losers all the time. And
Right.
so that's a pretty high reward, obviously not above one reward risk ratio, but the win rate is so far above 50%. And that's like this thing has serious edge on it.
Absolutely. Understand exactly what you mean. Now, Kane, that's again, as I mentioned, no different than winning 7 out of 10 times, which is really, really, really great. Really great. Imagine the confidence folks would have trading with that kind of accuracy. It would be a game changer. Now, I think it's time to tell us how can we actually find these gamma pockets in real time?
Yeah, so unfortunately, you can't just glance at the options chain and spot these gamma pockets. I think someone
Darn
asked
it.
it. Troy, Troy's asking, "Are you just looking at the options chain?" No, we are looking at the options chain, but we're doing more than just that.
Of
So if it were
course.
just that easy, then anyone would be able to do it. We do have to be able to
Exactly.
calculate what is called the gamma exposure. And this basically quantifies the risk level that market makers have at any given strike. And it allows us to quickly see the prices that are most likely to be hit. And gamma exposure isn't something that you can just calculate on the back of a napkin. You have to take into account options Greeks, historical prices, volumes, open interest, and a few other things. And then you've got to do it for every single strike on the chain and for every single expiration. And there's a lot of them. There are hundreds of them, sometimes even thousands of them. If you're talking like NVIDIA or Tesla, one of the bigger names.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah, so luckily, my understanding of computer science and math came in handy for automating that process.
And that's where the fun starts.
Yeah, yeah, because it is tedious even with computers, even with the computers we have now that are pretty powerful. It still takes a while to crunch all that data,
Right. Of course. Of course.
but it is more than worth it because, as I'll show you in a moment, it's already shown the power to pay north of 6 figures in profit this year alone. Now, once the code runs, it summarizes options data like this. And it gives me very easy to read visual reports on where the most gamma exposure is and how many millions of dollars in stock market makers will have to buy as the price starts to close the gap. And ultimately hands over the strike prices with the highest likelihood of getting hit. And after I get the report and I review the data, then we get to take a look at any of the ones that we like and place a trade and jump in.
Right.
So for example, let's take a look at my trade on Shopify in January. At the start of the year, Shopify was in a multi-day slump.
Okay.
It traded down to $73 on January 4th. And no one would have really known what happened next. It would have been a complete guess for most folks. But my system spotted an overwhelming amount of gamma exposure at the 80 strike.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and you can see it here, sticking out like a sore thumb, super easy to see. None of the other strikes had even half the amount of gamma exposure. And that meant there was a really good chance that the market makers would be forced to buy shares of Shopify
Right. Right.
and keep on buying until it was pulled up to that $80 strike. So I personally took a trade to front run that move. And over the next few days, market makers were forced to buy nearly $500 million worth of Shopify shares. And obviously that much buying moved the price and it went soaring past 80. And I was able to hit it out of the park with these options. 193% gain.
Not too shabby. Kane, that's more than 10 times what the S&P pays on average in an entire year. And folks could have done it in 5 days. Imagine. Blockman, it's live. This is live, like as live as it gets, Blockman. If you want a recording, I'll give you a recording, Blockman, but this is live. Imagine being able to capture a decade's worth of stock returns in just 5 days.
Yeah, that'd definitely be something. But imagine the opportunity to do it almost every single week. So look at what happened a few days later on Snowflake. On January 17th, my system picked up a huge amount of gamma exposure at the $200 strike. You see it here again, clear as day. And that only meant one thing. It meant that there was a really good chance that snow would jump from 186 to north of 200 in just a matter of days. So I didn't hesitate. I placed a quick trade using basic call options. And over the next 5 days, in order to hedge themselves, the market makers bought $596 million worth of stock.
Not too shabby.
So naturally, snow ripped right up to the Gamma Pocket price like a magnet. And my options paid big again, 117%. So now as great as that was, it does get better. Because funny enough, my system picked up on another opportunity in Snowflake 2 weeks later. And this time it predicted that the price would go from the current levels of 212 all the way to 220 in a matter of days. And just take a look at how much gamma exposure is right there at the 220 strike. Naturally, I was licking my chops. I've already made good money on this. So here we are. Let's make another quick trade to front run the next move. And sure enough, market makers were forced to buy just shy of $406 million of Snowflake shares. Now, I sat back and watched as Snow went flying through that 220 price. And for my options position, it was an epic win, 334%, because that move was so fast.
Okay, let's say someone put $1,000 into the first trade on Snow. They would have turned it into $2,175 that rolled it into the next opportunity only weeks later and cashed out with nearly 5 figures. That would be, I mean, this is life-changing.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And that's the power that these gamma pockets can have. So let's take a look at one more example. This one on Netflix. I hope you guys are starting to see how easy this is. There's a quite bit of gamma exposure right here at the 600 strike price. And that gave me a chance to front run the move. All I had to do is place a trade to get in front of it, and then sit back and watch as Netflix closed the gap and then some. And again, that's more than enough to double my investment for 127%.
Let me tell you something, Kane. If someone put $2,500 into each of those trades that you just shared, they would have made almost $20,000. And that's only after 4 trades. So with results like that, please tell us, how can we get our paws on the next opportunity? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, so my system normally picks up a few of these high compelling entries every week. Each one has the potential to pay around 100% in 5 days or less, like we've seen so far. In fact, I already have a potential candidate, or we issued alert yesterday and today. Yeah, so I'd love to share the details of the stock plus the exact strike price with you. And of course, I can never promise future results nor protect against losses, as I'm not a genie. But based on my live Gamma Pockets record hitting 80% or 71%, there's a typo here.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. And most wins coming in around 100% ROI. I hope you're as fired up about this brand new trade as I am. I'm loving it already.
I bet.
And today I want to invite you to access all of the details right away inside the never before seen Gamma Pocket Payouts. Gamma Pocket Payouts is the only membership that I know of that takes advantage of the gamma exposure, of the market makers hedging activity in order to get you that great edge. So today we want to invite you to become a member and expect 1 to 2 new entry signals every single week. So you can expect more than 75 new Gamma Pocket payout entries over the course of your first year. Each one targets around 100% ROI according to the live data trade data so far. And every single day I run my custom code, I analyze the gamma exposure on countless stocks out there.
Oh, okay.
And when I find an opportunity that's too good to pass up, I do look for the best opportunities. I will immediately alert you via email. And inside the alert, you'll see all the details you need to know, both the stock criteria and the options, plus a breakdown of the gamma exposure for those of you who want all of the data. And then if you like what you can see, you can click a few buttons to set the trade with me and target what could be our next great win. For example, like my trade on CrowdStrike. My system picked up the GammaX Pocket on January 4th with major exposure at the $260 strike price. So I reviewed the data, I took a quick look at the chart, and I would have sent you an easy to follow trade alert that looked just like this. You got the ticker, you got the data, you got the stock criteria, you got options criteria, and even more info that doesn't fit on the screen. So like gamma exposure, things like that.
Gotcha.
Now, I really want to give you all the information you need in order to make the decision for yourself. And see if you like what you see, you can quickly fire off a trade and jump in. In the case of CrowdStrike, that was a 300% gain.
Wow, what a way to start the year, Kane.
Yeah.
Right? Look at
Yeah.
that. Kane, that would have been enough to book $4,500 in profit in one trade from just from just a $1,500 account. That's not nothing crazy right there. That's really, really, really good. I mean, like really, really good. That's a great number right there. Imagine what a feeling that would be, folks. Taking a few seconds to place a quick trade on your phone and coming back days later to see an extra $4,500 in your account.
Yeah, Roger, for me personally, making that kind of money is one thing. Like you were saying, making the money doesn't really excite you anymore, right? There are bigger things, more important things.
Yes.
Helping others see similar results, that is more fulfilling. That does get me excited.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's one of the main reasons that I walked away from Wall Street, actually, was even though I was VP for one of the biggest firms in the business, well, my days of making the rich even richer are over, and it's my mission to help the everyday investor. And of course, as well as sending the entries, I will also be following up with exit alerts as well. And you can sign up to have them sent to your email, your cell phone, Telegram, or all three.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah. So whatever makes your life easiest, whatever combination makes your life easiest. Now, one of the beautiful things about these Gamma Pocket payouts is that because we know the strike price with the most gamma exposure ahead of time, we can actually set our profit targets ahead of time if we want to. And that is a big, big benefit, because that means if you work during the day or you just don't want to be tied down watching charts, well, you can actually set up an automatic exit plan. And when we enter a new trade, I will teach you how to simultaneously set your profit target to automatically close you out. And that way you get a true set it and forget it experience with Gamma Pocket payouts. I'll cover the process in full detail for both stock and options traders. Plus, you'll get access to my special members only trading. You'll get to see a step-by-step walkthrough of the strategy. You get to see my custom code at work, live options data, and how to calculate how many millions of dollars market makers could be forced to buy and how powerful the trade opportunity could be.
Kane, that sounds like a masterclass that nobody will want to miss. I know you've received some really good messages about these sessions too. Lisa says, I just jumped on to say that I'm so happy with your video explanations of the trades. They're so clear and easy for me to follow along. Cyrus, I have Gamma Pockets. It's worth it at this price. Plus, you get Kane's teaching, which is A+. Thank you, Cyrus.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mario, I've learned so much from you, and the Gamma payouts are used to evaluate all of my trades and have increased my success rate significantly.
Nice.
I like that. John, thank you, Kane. I've enjoyed your training sessions. You have given me more confidence. You're very patient when explaining your system. Based on your experience, you work really, really hard. I mean, I could see you put a lot of efforts into this project, and your results are literally off the charts. Now, I'm sure I'd be willing to pay as much as $5,000 just for this training, Kane.
Well, Roger, that's not even the biggest bonus that we have for folks who take action in the room today. Gamma Pockets, well, we also will be giving bonus downside trades. Sometimes we find trades that are exactly like what we've been showing you today, except they're to the downside. It's the exact same process as usual, except instead of buying basic calls, we buy basic put options.
Gotcha.
And when I find an opportunity that's too good to pass up, well, I will send it to Gamma Pocket Payout members immediately. And let me be clear, these downside trades have the same profit potential as the upside ones. And I'm not just saying that to be coy. We've got some really great big winners, and one of the biggest winners of my life was a Gamma Pocket to the downside. And it was on Dexcom, and I was able to bank a very rare 1,122% gain.
Beautiful. Kane, that's a boom type of trade. That would have been enough to turn $500 into over $6,000. I like where I'm going, where you're going with this. $1,000 invested, you would have made over 11,000. And you're telling me that you're including these downside trades for in the membership for free?
Yep, that's right.
I
That's where we are.
protest. I protest. Giving them too much. Too much, I tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, Kane.
Yeah, well, we want everyone to have the complete experience, and we can never guarantee any future results. But we just want everyone to make as much money as possible in as many market conditions as possible. So why hold anything back? Now, of course, I will keep track of everything in our Gamma Pocket Payouts trade tracker in the members portal, and see for yourself how these Gamma Pocket payouts have been.
Very nice. Actually, they've been fantastic. Fantastic. Look at
So
that.
that's a 71% win rate. We've got an average return of 36.73%
Nice.
and a huge 3.04 profit factor.
Very nice.
Yeah, and that was on live trades. That's not something you see very often.
Absolutely. Kane, that has to be one of the best profit factors I've ever seen in my life. And I've been doing this for over 30 years. Very, very nice. Very nice. And what really gets me excited about all the trade trackers, when you account for all of the live Gamma Pocket payout trades so far, winners and losers, you would have been up over, look at that, over $112,000. Very, very nice. I like that. Average hold time, 5 days. These numbers look fantastic to me. I mean, absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. $112,600. That's really, really, really nice. I mean, really, really nice. That's a six-figure in just 2 years of trading, all by clicking a few buttons on your phone. Folks could you even imagine 112,000 in profit? And I want you to say this one more time. This is not a back test, okay? These are Kane's actual results, and some of his top students have been following as well. Robert says, just want to let you know, I got out of my Otis position yesterday, half position out at 210 for 50%, other half out at $3, 114%.
Nice.
Henry cashed in about 7,000 or so off Gamma trades, just bought 2 Gamma trade services for relatives. I like that. John says, thank you, Kane. Currently Nike, $802 cost, net liquidity at 110% return, 66% return. So Kane, tell folks, how much is it going to cost to join? You guys are going to love this.
Yeah, so with those types of live trade results, it shouldn't shock you that Roger and the guys at the publisher wanted to price the program at $2,895 per year.
That's right.
That is, in fact, how much top shelf trading programs typically run for.
At least.
Yeah, but today we're going to do something that we've never done before. And so here's the bonus round.
Bonus round.
As part of Black Friday and Cyber Monday, we are celebrating. And I'm going to give you access to Gamma Pocket payouts for the next 30 days for pennies on the dollar.
Ooh, I like that.
That's right. So instead of paying $24.85 per year, just $97 today will lock in your membership for the next 30 days.
Kane, you're going hot and heavy with this. I can't believe we're doing this.
Yeah, and with the trade that we just issued, so the trade we issued one yesterday. It's currently up about 45%. And then today the conditions were good that we sized up the trade, and that size up is already up 15%. So
very nice.
The trade is good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to hear.
So we wanted to do this special for you guys, $97 so you guys can try it out, and it's only guaranteed for folks who are in the door today.
That's right, because this is part of our Black Friday, Cyber Monday, whatever you want to call it, specials, okay?
That's right, yeah. So if at any point customer service feels like we're getting too many members onboarded at the same time, and they can't handle it, then we have to cut the deal off.
That's right. That's right.
And trust me, you don't want to miss out on this. So we're doing well. And like I said, I'm constantly tweaking things and making things better, and we've got a lot of good things coming.
There's a lot of good things coming, folks, in the pipeline.
Yeah,
Folks,
so
be ready to
act
act.
fast.
Yeah,
go ahead, Robert. You got
It's
it.
okay. Be ready to act fast, because I got to imagine these are not going to be, they're not going to stay on the shelf very long, folks. If you're ready to be one of the new members today, click the link in the chat. Do it right now, or go to tradingpub.com/payout. PO per month. This is a 1 month special. Or call 904-706-3537. Check it out. Do it now. I think you guys will be very, very happy. Very, very, very happy. I think it's a great, very, very good program. Go to tradingpub.com/payout. And I'm hoping that Blake posted I don't have the chat open right now. Oh, yeah, I do. I do have it open. He did post it right now. Excellent. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for doing that. What will this week's new trade look like? Well, only today's new members will find out. And while we can never promise any future gains, take a look at the top real-time results so far. 122% on Nike. $1,000 would have more than doubled. $2,500 would have turned into over $3,000. Or how about Caterpillar? And that's not an easy stock to trade, by the way. 191% on Caterpillar, more than enough to double, and certainly enough to leave anyone happy. 2,500 would have turned into 47.78 in profit. Very, very, very nice. Very nice. I know a lot of you guys will want lifetime access to the Gamma Pocket payouts. Well, lucky for you, once you upgrade to the 1-year membership, you'll be redirected to another page. That's right, Mary. You snooze, you lose. On that page, you can unlock lifetime access for the cheapest price that you've ever seen. It's a deal. I'll tell you that. No renewal fees, no maintenance fees, and legacy access where you can access the program off to a friend or family member anytime you want for free. Wow. Now, I got to warn you, we will not be running this discount lifetime price forever. So get yours. All right. This is an alert service. JVET, this is an alert service. Upgrade to lifetime for pennies on the dollar. Do it now. Remember the opportunity. Thanks to, well, why don't you go through this, Kane? Tell us.
Yeah, so thanks to a new way to decipher data in the options chain, we're able to spot the biggest positions of the market makers in real time. And that gives us a chance to legally front-run stocks that they could be forced to buy. For example, if we look at Meta, formerly known as Facebook, on June 3rd, 2024, Meta was trading around $475. Then out of nowhere, it popped to $500 in just a matter of days. And to the naked eye, there would have been no explanation for that move. Nothing unusual in the volume, no crazy headlines in the news. However, on the same day, on June 3rd, before that big move happened, there was a very large gamma pocket that we detected right at the $500 strike price. That meant Wall Street could be forced to buy up shares of Meta, setting it to $500 or more.
Nice.
Yeah. And so knowing that Wall Street was likely to send the stock to 500 plus, I personally placed a trade that allowed me to legally front run the move. And sure enough, 1 week later, I clocked out with 126% gain.
I'll tell you, Kane, that's nothing to sneeze at. That's really good, actually. Really, really nice. Kane, that's more than double. That's very, very nice. $1,000 into that one would have paid out $1,260 in profit just after a week's time. Someone more confident, maybe starting with $2,500, could have captured $3,151 in pure profit. Join today before the next Gamma Pocket hits, folks. Don't miss out. Now, we're talking about some serious results here that really have a big impact. I mean, look at these numbers. 71% win rate, 66% average return, 36% average trade. This is the real deal, folks. $1,000 starting stake, reinvesting only 15% into each trade. That could have turned into over $112,600 ASAP. This is not a back test. This is real trading, real results, no monkey business. Okay. Special 30-day special starts right now. Take advantage of it. Now, Kane, let's answer some frequently asked questions and then we'll delve into the chat.
Sounds good.
How much money is needed?
Well, on average, the trades have been $372, but as you've seen today, some of them are less than $100 to get in.
Will every trade be a winner, Kane?
Of course not. Of course not. Anyone who tells you that, you got to run in the other direction.
Run fast. Run fast.
According to the real trades, we have a very profitable edge here, and we've had a 3.04 profit factor on live trades.
Which, folks, means that for every dollar you risk, right? For every dollar you risk, you make about over $3 back, which is really, really, really fantastic. Like really, really fantastic. Like it's about as good as it gets. Okay. Yeah, really, really fantastic. Are these complex options or spreads?
Nope, they are just basic calls and basic puts. You can also buy or sell the stock if you want. And actually, with every alert, I do give a vertical spread as an option as well, but you don't have to trade it. You can just do the basic call or put.
Excellent, excellent. Can you trade this in an IRA or 401k?
Yes, they are retirement account friendly. As long as you are allowed to trade options in that account, you'll be fine.
Excellent, excellent. What's the win rate?
Win rate is 71%, 71.09% on 128 trades. So that's 7 out of every 10 trades.
Very nice. Nothing to sneeze at, folks. Will you send entry and exit alerts?
Yes, I will email, text, telegram, all the entry and exit alerts. You're never left hanging. If we get you in, we get you out.
That's what I wanted to hear. What's the new trade?
Well, you're going to have to click on the chat and the link in the chat and claim your discount. $97. It's easy, super easy.
That's really, really good. Really, really good. That's excellent. Excellent. Folks, take advantage of this opportunity. Do it now. Don't delay. Don't delay. You don't want to delay on this. Get in on this now. Take advantage of it. It's really worth it. I mean, and for this kind of money, holy moly! I can't believe you're doing this kind of a discount, Kane. That's really, really significant. We got a lot of people coming in. Take advantage of it, folks. Oh yeah, a lot of folks are signing up for this. Folks, don't delay. Don't delay. Don't procrastinate. This is a good way to do it. Blake says $97 for Gamma Pockets. Very, very cheap. Very, very good offer.
Yeah. It's a super good deal.
Yes, absolutely.
I was surprised when I heard that price. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's a fantastic deal. Fantastic deal. So take advantage of it, folks. And no, this is for 30 days. It's a trial. It's a 30-day trial to get you guys going. Okay, it's just a trial to make sure you guys are comfortable with it, that you're liking it, and then hopefully make some money and then go from there. But
if you guys, what Blake has been posting, the 1 year and the VIP are on heavy discount right now, also for the Black Friday deals. So it's an amazing price. I've never seen this price at all for any of my programs.
Yeah, it's a really good deal, and I think you guys would be absolutely foolish not to take advantage of it. Manny says, what happened if you're already subscribed to the program? You can upgrade to lifetime, Manny. Mm-hmm. Unless you're already lifetime, then there's nothing else for you to do except thank you for being here. How many trades per month? Michael is asking. Oh, you've already answered him, Blake. You got it there. But maybe Kane can answer everybody else.
Yeah, that's correct. Blake is correct. So average 2 per week. So you can think maybe between 4 and 10 per month.
Excellent.
On average. Yeah.
Excellent.
Could be more.
Could be more, and then if markets are really rough, then it could be less. I'm here to protect your capital, not just issue trades just because.
Of course,
issue trades.
Of course, yeah. We're not. Look, if you want a service that's just going to look, I can give you 100 trades every day.
Yeah, I talked to a guy who was running a altcoin service, and and I asked him, so you send out one coin every month. Should people buy that coin every single month? He goes, no, because some months, it's just the best coin that I could find, and I don't like the coin. I'm like, why are you giving the alert then? Why send out a newsletter that says no trade this month? Yeah,
Right.
I don't get it.
Like I would never I would never do something like that. Like if I don't like something, I'm just not going to give it to you guys.
Right.
Because I'd rather you be upset at me for not giving you a trade than be upset that you lost money for no reason at all. You know, I'm not going to do that. So it doesn't work that way. Again, you could do this in your IRA account. Very, very easy. Blake, let's take some questions. Any questions that we need to answer? This is a good time to do it.
It's a great time to do it. And I wrote down several. So someone wanted to know, can you get your ideas for these trades from the GEX scanner?
Yeah, so I do now. So I had my own software, and then the GEX trading terminal was built off of the tool that I had built for myself. And then we're constantly making improvements. There are other tools that we're going to be adding to that, because I do, for certain instances, I do still run my own software because I can tweak and change things, and I can't tweak and change things on the trading terminal. But yes, I get my ideas off of the trading terminal.
Beautiful. Then another good question we had is, how does a market maker, since you were a market maker, Kane, how do you determine when do you need to buy? Does it have to do with volume from retail?
No, it's all about risk. Okay, so if you're a market maker, you do not want any sort of directional risk. You're there only to, number one, make the bid-ask spread. And number two, if you're an options market maker, you are selling premium and earning money off that time decay. So those are only two ways that you make money. You don't want to make money because the price went up or price went down. And so you're constantly hedging against directional price movement. Because if you notice, the expected moves, the implied volatility, all the expected moves that are always calculated off the options chain, it's always plus or minus. They're telling you it could go $5 up or $5 down. They never pick a direction. They only pick the magnitude of the move. Is because they don't want to be directional. So they will hedge themselves to be perfectly flat.
Perfect. That's a really good answer right there. And so, Kane, another question we had pop up in the chat is, how far out of expiration are your contracts that you're taking?
The trades that we make?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the trades that we make are generally anywhere from 2 weeks to 1.5 months, sometimes 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. That's a perfect answer. And this one's a little long, so just bear with me here. So he wants to know, what are the differences among gamma exposure with the GEX, the gamma pocket, and point of control? Which is better?
Very different concepts, actually. So
different concepts.
Yeah, the gamma pocket is a specific type of gamma exposure, and it is a huge gamma exposure that is far above any other gamma exposure, especially near the same price as it. So gamma exposure is a measure of risk that the market maker has on certain positions. So if the price goes to the gamma exposure and they don't hedge themselves, then the gamma exposure tells me how much money they lose. So if you have a huge gamma pocket at some strike price above where we are, and they don't hedge themselves, and they move to that gamma pocket, then that tells me how much money that they lose. Actually, it's not the dollar amount, it's the amount of money they lose per percentage point that it took to get there. So it's actually a much larger amount of money that they could lose. So that's very different than saying something like a point of control, which is off of a volume profile. Volume profile just tells me market participants on the underlying stock decided that they wanted to buy here, and the total dollar amount or the market value of those shares is this much. Very, very different concept. So the volume point of control only tells you that, hey, this much money was spent at this price.
Right.
It doesn't really tell you much beyond that.
No,
Gamma
it doesn't.
exposure will tell you that the market maker is in trouble by this amount of money if they do nothing to hedge themselves.
Right.
Gotcha.
There's a consequences to those levels versus just levels for the sake of levels.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
In other words, you can kind of see what the reaction will be at those levels based on numbers, not based on just some technical, Oh, it poked 3 times at that, so it's going to break out. It gives
Right.
okay, here's what it does. It gives Kane context.
Mm-hmm.
Remember what I said, folks? You need to learn context. You can learn all the strategies in the world, but if you don't understand the context, you will never become a profitable trader. Context, context. Context is the most important thing of all. And the only way you can learn context is from somebody who's actually been doing it, not from somebody who's just teaching you. It doesn't work that way because they will not understand context either. You know?
Yep.
Context is what takes years to figure out. Not I could teach you a strategy in 30 seconds. Okay.
Yep.
But learning when to apply it is the key.
That's right.
For example, knowing when to apply uh, strong directional trades, when to trade very low, when to trade non-directional, when to leverage non-directional. See, that's what folks have problems with. The strategy is not the problem; it's everything else they have a problem. It's I'll use law school as a really good example. Everybody who starts out law school, why does law school have such a low pass rate the first year? Because most folks believe that the more law you learn, the better student you will be. So by the end of the first year, every student in law school has memorized the complete book, literally and the test is how to use all that stuff. So they're spitting out all these rules of law, and the professor's just asking them, show me where each one applies down so I could. And what I just explained is the part that most people don't get, and that's why they flunk out. But it's the same thing with trading. It's the context. It's not the trading strategies. It's the context of the trading strategies. Okay. So
Absolutely.
and Kane has it down to a science because he's been trading for over 20 years. So it's when to use certain things, when not to use certain things, when to leverage certain things, when to not even think about certain things. That's what really separates because anybody can learn a system. That's not going to get you that far. It's knowing when, what, and how. That's really the key. Kind of like what I show people every morning. I spend an hour showing the bigger picture and how everything puts. That's what takes time. The trades
Yeah.
themselves takes me 5 minutes to find. That's not where the money is. So again, learn from people like Kane. Learn from people who actually have experience and can understand different market environments. Can understand when a market is choppy, when a market is trending, when there's volume coming into the market, where you can understand the structure, the dynamics. That's what you're paying for. Okay. That's what you're paying for. That's what you want to know. That's where the money is. If you just want to know a simple strategy, God, you can go online and find a simple strategy.
Heck
You know,
yeah.
it's like somebody saying, "Hey, I buy the 50-day breakout." Well, the 50-day breakout could be like, for example, if you follow bonds and if you buy stocks every time the bonds break the 50-day level, you're probably going to do really well because that's when institutions start really coming in, like the last couple of days. But if you follow the 50-day moving average, when bonds are doing this and not doing anything, and it's the middle of summer, you're going to get a bunch of false breakouts. So you can have two people using the exact same strategy, and one guy is a multimillionaire and one guy makes no money. Do you remember that season that Kane? We had a seasonality thing where I showed people doing exactly the same thing, buying the exact same stock, buying on Monday, selling on Tuesday, then buying on Tuesday, selling on Wednesday. So one guy made like 500 times his return, and the other guy just made broke even after like 20 years. And they're
Yeah.
doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing, but one guy's doing it on Monday, the other guy's doing it on Friday. It's a context. Context
Absolutely.
is the key. And I know I keep saying that, and folks keep like, yeah, 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 yeah. But no, that's where it's like when you're in math class, the teacher wants you to show your work. That's where the money is, not the
Yep.
conclusion.
Right.
Showing your work, that's where the money is. Okay. All right. All right. I think we've had a great class. I think we're going to
We
have a
have.
replay of this. Now, folks, if you're waiting for a better deal from Kane for the holidays, it's not coming. This is it. This is it. Take advantage of this opportunity. Do it now. The price is going to go up. And also, there is not going to be a better price on Cyber Monday or whatever Black Friday. I don't even know if I don't even know if people can get deals like that anymore. But
Yeah.
I don't even know I don't even know if there are deals those days. I think it's just like a marketing at this point. Like
Yep.
like you buy something and they give you like a pen. You buy a computer on a Black Friday, they give you a pen with it now. you know. All right, Michael. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Exactly. Exactly. All right, guys. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can reach me at roger@rogerscott.com. Kane at investingpub or investpub.com, Kane.
InvestPub.
Kane at
InvestPub.com.
investpub.com. Kane at investpub.com. Please reach out with us to any questions. Have a wonderful holiday, and we will see you guys on Friday. I will actually be working on Friday morning, and I'll see you all here. Thanks,
I'll be here
Blake,
too.
for being a great help and dealing with all the questions and everything else. Happy Turkey Day to you too, Murray. Happy
Yeah,
Turkey
happy
Day.
Turkey Day.
Yeah, for everybody, everything. To your family, Kane, to your family, Blake, happy wishes, lots of health and
You too.
happiness.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye,
Thanks,
guys.
everyone. Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
See you guys.
Bye.
All right. All right, I'm going to pull the screen back up here. Bear with me, folks. I was so busy answering your questions in the chat and helping you guys, I forgot to pull up the last slide. All right. Now, we've got that pulled up. We'll share that. Just to let you guys know kind of what I have going on, I'm filling in for Raleigh today, and I am no Raleigh. I cannot go through a recap for you guys. I mean, I definitely could, but I'm running a little bit short on time. I need to get ready to host the profit panel. So more than happy to answer any last minute questions for you guys, though. I've got just a few minutes here before I will have to close up the room and move on. And I know we had several questions that came in when we were done doing Q&A. So I put Roger and Kane's email in the chat for you guys. So feel free to email them with any questions that you have. If you by chance emailed Roger with a question about Kane, I'm sure he could definitely get your email forwarded to Kane. So no problems there. We're here to help you. And guys, this deal is amazing. You're not going to want to pass up on this. I take it from a guy who's been working here for a while. When I heard them go over on the slide, they said $97. I went, whoa, no one told me we were doing that today. So I immediately went to the document, started looking at the prices, and I'm like, well, we got to get everybody in here because this is $579 for 1 year. And for just $497, you can get lifetime access to these alerts from Kane. I mean, we're talking, 4 to 8 trades a month on average, maybe more. Remember, that's an average. So there were some months where we probably had a lot more than that. When the markets get like this, sometimes, there's not as much. But when the markets are good and everything's trending, I'm sure Kane's going to be putting out a lot more for you guys. So I'm not seeing any more questions in the chat. But I do want to stay on for just a few minutes longer to answer any last minute questions that you guys might have before I have to quickly go start up the profit panel for Alex and Jeff. So does anybody have any other questions for me that I can answer on the webinar through my abilities? Hunter, yes, the offer will be available tonight until midnight. It's a Black Friday special. Yes, Christian, this is being recorded right now. There is someone else in here right now who's actually recording this webinar live. So we can definitely get you a replay. And what I'm going to go ahead and do now at this point is go ahead and set the chat to host. So at this point, you guys can only send messages to me. So if you would like to post your email in the chat, it will not go to anybody else. It will just go directly to me, and it will be safeguarded. I will send it over to our customer care team, and they will be more than happy once that replay is processed and recorded to send you over a presentation so that you can watch it at your leisure. That is no problem. We totally encourage that here. And remember, guys, this is a Black Friday sale. I've never seen a price this low in my time here, and you do not want to miss this deal. I mean, just $97 for 30 days. I'm sure there's some people here that have spent $97 on a dinner. So invest $97 back to yourself. You're going to get at least 8 to 10 trades for 97 bucks. So, I mean, that rounds out to about $10 a trade. And that's a bargain if you ask me. So Christian, all I need from you is your email. So feel free to post your email in the chat. No one is going to see it. I've set the chat to hosts and panelists only. So Matthew, if you do take the $97 and you want to go ahead and upgrade to lifetime, you can always give us a call. I can't guarantee that at the end of the 30 days that deal is going to be available. My guess is if the company, if they want to be kind, they'll run this through Cyber Monday. But I can't guarantee it. So I would just, if I were you, hop on it. You have 14-day policy. So if you do decide you want a refund, we're not going to hold you hostage. So I would definitely hop on that because you don't want to miss this deal. If you take this now, you're locking in lifetime access for a price that others probably only dreamed of. So, and you get to trade with Kane, and he's one of the best traders I've ever met. I mean, think about it. The guy touched every single account at PIMCO, which is one of the largest bond trading companies in the world. And now he's turned retail to help you guys out. Kane the Brain. Hunter, if you don't see the lifetime membership option, give us a call. Those are the prices that I just checked out. So they should be that. I pulled them straight from the document. So please give us a call. And Hunter, actually, if I'm thinking correctly, if you buy the $97, it's going to ask you on the next page if you want to upgrade. So that's what you'll want to do. But if it's easier, Hunter, just call. We have very nice people that are working today, the day before Thanksgiving, down in Florida that are taking in orders. So give us a call and you can talk to a nice man in a Hawaiian shirt with a shark tooth necklace, you know? Matthew says, sorry, I joined at the very end and missed a lot. Will there be any inclusion of software so I could see gamble levels during market hours, for example, on SPY? So Matthew, with this, there's not any type of software that's included. It is just strictly alerts. Now, if you were interested, you could give our team a call, and we could definitely talk to you about getting you with the GEX, which is a software that you can use on your web-based browser to find these gamma pockets yourself. And that's actually what Kane uses now to put these alerts out. So Wreck-It Ralph says, thanks, Blake. If I don't see you, have a great Thanksgiving. By the way, oh, hell yeah, I'm taking advantage of this one. That's what I like to hear. Take advantage. Hop on it because this deal will be gone probably by Monday, would be my guess. If the company's being nice, they're going to run it through Monday, but I would not wait. Take advantage of it today. Lock it in. Start trading. Brandon, you could certainly call, my man. If you haven't upgraded to VIP, give us a call. That's something we might be able to do for you. I can't guarantee it though. You'll have to talk to customer service. When it comes to pricing and stuff, I'm just a messenger. I don't hold any type of like decision making, with that. That's totally up to our team. So give our sales team a call. I'm going to post a link one more time in there in the chat. It's that 904-706-3537. You can call them and talk to a nice man down there, like I said, in a nice Hawaiian shirt with a shark tooth necklace. So, guys, I have 2 more minutes here, and I'm going to have to, because I just have to. I got to close it up. I'd love to stay on for longer and keep answering your questions, but I have to go in 2 minutes. So in 2 minutes, I'm going to go black screen, play some music. So in the next few minutes, if you could post me your emails in the chat. In 7 minutes, I'm going to start up the other webinar so I can get ready for the profit panel. So just a little tight today. On Friday, I'll be back though, guys. Friday, I'll be back. I'll be hosting Roger again. And then I won't have to do the profit panel on Friday. There's no profit panel Friday. So all right. Well, it seems like that's it, ladies and gentlemen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this up. I'm still going to be here. So if you need to send me your email for a replay, please do it now. But other than that, guys, thank you so much. I wish everybody and your family a very happy Thanksgiving, and we will see you guys on Friday. So take care, have a good one, and thanks so much for being here in the VIP trade room. We'll see you guys again on Friday. Bye-bye now.